say a few words, and then we'll open up to questions.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Just want to start off by saying this is a blessing and a great opportunity for me to, reunite with Philadelphia Eagles. First off, I want to say thank you to Jeffrey Lurie for bringing me back, Howie Roseman for bringing me back, and obviously Doug Peterson. From there, we'll take questions.
DeSean, how has it been so important to come back? I mean, this has been kind of talked about, about for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you so enthusiastic about coming back?
I mean, honestly, man, it's going on my 12th year of my career. Starting off what I started here back in 2008, and just all the memories that I had, from scoring touchdowns to building relationships with my teammates, and I just thought in my early days of my career we had something special here, and going throughout my career and being able to have this opportunity to come back here, which I feel is my home, was a great opportunity for me to reunite with the Eagles. And obviously been keeping my eye on them the past couple of years. They've been doing some great things here. Obviously seeing the Super Bowl, and I could only imagine what it would be like if I was to come back here and win a Super Bowl. So that's kind of what made me be so happy and excited about reuniting with the Eagles.
How did this all go down? How did you first find out that they were interested?
Man, I wish I could tell you. Honestly, I just woke up on Monday and got a phone call from my agent and looked up on the TV and seen I was being traded back to the Eagles. So couldn't believe it. Still to this day, it's very shocking. But I always look at life like it's destined for great things to happen. I felt I put a lot of hard work into my career and where I'm at, still standing here 12 years in, whoever would have thought. So it's a lot of doubters, a lot of naysayers that always said I wasn't going to be able to make it. I was always too small. So still inside me, I still have the desire to go out there and still be great and still have a lot to prove. I still feel like I was a rookie sitting here signing my deal and as a second-round pick, and just me knowing that I was able to come into this league and do some great things. So I'm very excited about this opportunity.
What's the biggest
How
difference?
did you maintain your speed? How do you do that?
And honestly, I credit that to the hard work and the people I keep around me. I've built a team of guys and men that dedicated their lives to me. Since a young kid, 5 individuals that when I was 12, 8 years old, I could just remember them calling me saying, "Get up! Instead of you going to hang out with your friends, we're gonna go to this park. We're gonna train." And I was able to keep that regimen, and still to this day. Everybody used to always give me a hard time, like, you never really lift weights like that. But, I would lift enough, but instead of lifting weights, I'm standing on a track field. I kind of look at it as an Olympian track runner. So that's how I've been able to keep my speed, because I, still train with Gary Kablan, one of the best track coaches in the world.
What's the biggest difference between you now and when we last saw you when you left?
Man, I think it's a lot. As far as, me mentally and, being a professional. When I was younger, obviously, I had the world in my hands. Obviously, coming into the NFL as a rookie and starting and, having all this success early in my career, it was kind of hard to, get a hold of that at a young age. You get what I'm saying? But you have to go through things in life in order to mature. And I just feel like now, I have a family, I have kids, I do everything, for them. And, I just think about what's the legacy I want to leave when I'm gone? Like, what do I want people to say about me? And, the biggest thing I can say is, I put it all on the line for my teammates, for my family, and my coaches. So just being accountable, I think, coming to work every day and just putting your best foot forward.
Did you have all your great moments when things went down when the Eagles released you?
No, it's no hard feelings. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand this is a business, and things happen in this business. As a young kid, coming from Los Angeles, California, obviously, if I can sit here and tell you that I was going to write out the story for it to be this way, I probably wouldn't have told you that. But the biggest thing I can say is, you move forward in your life. After every step you take, you can't go backwards, and that's just how I live my life. And just want to provide for my family and do everything I can to take care of them.
All the exciting moments in your career, just the walk-off punt return.
Yeah, man, that probably go down as, you called that, man. That goes down as one of the best. And I can still, to this day, remember we're in 2019 and that was 2010. I can still hear your voice, calling that. I don't care if he runs, jumps, flies, as long as he gets it in zone. But that's honestly was one of the best plays in my career. I done had some awesome plays, but that punt return is very special, and still to this day, I just remember that like it was yesterday.
Over the last 5 years, did you think it was realistic that you end up back here?
I never really can write the finishing story out. you know, the last 5 years, I will say, you know, going to a division rival, going to the Redskins, you know, it was tough. Obviously, building what I built here as a young, you know, player in the NFL, and then obviously the way I left out of here. So, you know, it was kind of personal, but I didn't, you know, want to, you know, do anything crazy. But at the same time, like, I got an opportunity to go play against the Eagles twice. You know, after I left here, I was like, you know, that'd be a great opportunity to go and play against them. So that was kind of personal. But at the end of the day, you know, you live, you learn. I had a great time, great 5 years, and I just want to move forward and I'm able to come back here and end it on a great note. So I say I'm excited about this team. They got some awesome players. They got some real excited guys I'm happy to play with. So I'm just looking forward to that.
How much longer do you want to play?
Man, I don't know, man. I wish I could tell you. It's going on my 12th year, and I still feel like, you know, I'm 32, but I still feel like I'm running and playing like a 26-year-old. So as long as I'm able to stay healthy, you know, not, you know, take any serious hits or serious injuries, you know, I'm going to be here, man. I want to end my career here. I'm happy, like I said, I was able to come back here and, you know, finish off where I started.
At the time you left, you were the clear top receiver. At the time you left, you were the #1 receiver here. It's a different offense now, like you mentioned, different personnel. Where do you see yourself fitting in?
That part we haven't talked about yet, man. I haven't talked to the coaching staff yet, you know, so just talking to Howie once I was traded, you know, kind of understanding the role, you know, what he thought. Obviously, he's not the coach, but he's the general manager, so, you know, I'm just excited to see. I know we have Alshon, we got Aggie, I mean, you know, keeps going, Ertz, you know, all these guys that, you know, I used to play with as far as Ertz. You know, some linemen still here, JP, you know, my boy Lane Johnson, Kelsey. I mean, like I say, man, I'm just ready to get back and just add to what they already have. I mean, there's not really much they need, you know, so me to be able to come back and add to what they already have is, in my eyes, lights out.
What do you know about Carson Wentz, and have you had any kind of communication with him since you decided to get back?
Yeah, I just actually talked to him, I want to say probably yesterday. He shot me a text. I actually saw what he, you know, tweeted on Twitter. So, man, as far as him being a young quarterback, man, and having the world in his hands, man, I seen what he did as a rookie. Unfortunately, he took that injury. But, you know, obviously, Foles came in and won the Super Bowl for him. But, you know, just seeing what he did that year, obviously has an arm out the world. He could throw the deep ball. Very smart, very agile. And, you know, I'm just, like I say, he's a good quarterback, so I just can't wait to get with him and, you know, work out with him in the offseason.
How about Doug? What were your impressions of him when you...
Man, Doug, that's my guy, man. I remember, when I was first couple of years here, he was a quarterback coach here, so I got a great relationship with him. I respect him to the utmost. You know, it's pretty crazy last year when they came to Tampa Bay. We played them. I remember, like, a player got hurt and he walked over to the sideline. He's like, "Man, why you so mad at me?" I'm like, "Man, it's not you, man." But at the end of the day, man, we got a good relationship. Doug's my guy, man. So I think we'll gel great together.
When you mentioned you're a veteran now,
All right.
you've been to other places. What have you learned about yourself and the fit in any particular offense? You look for certain things?
Well, what I can say, what I learned about myself is just learned how to, you know, come to work and just be an older guy, be a veteran guy that guys look up to. And, you know, these young guys nowadays are obviously, when I was first playing here with the Eagles, I mean, a lot of these guys that are young are in the NFL that have success now, they was like in middle school and, you know, probably high school, so they was looking up to me a long time ago. So it's a great feeling to be able to still be playing at that level and still have these young guys that looked up to me and, you know, just are curious to, you know, how do I come to work? How do I prepare myself? How do I take care of my body? Like, how am I able to still, you know, play at a high level? So, you know, any niche I can give to these young guys and just, you know, teach them the games and the tools to, you know, help these guys to hopefully they can have a long career as well too. That's what I'm here for. But one thing I will say, I'm excited about being able to come back here and, you know, install some of the stuff that I had in my early days when, you know, Brian Westbrook and, you know, Donovan McNabb, all them guys kind of installed in me when I was a young kid. Now I'm able to come back and, you know, install it in these guys. So that'd be a great thing.
What kind of
expectations do you set for yourself coming in here now in person?
Expectations I have for myself, honestly, is just to come back here and just win. That's first and foremost the most important thing. You know, if you ask anybody in this building, what's the point of bringing a guy back like me? And, you know, it's to help this team win. We're not in it for any other reasons. You know, individually, you know, hopefully the accolades and all that stuff, and I can add on. All that stuff is great, but at the end of the day, you know, we want to win. I want to be able to put some jury on my finger. I sat back and watched them. I wasn't bitter. I was happy for them, but at the same time, I know, you know, what I started and, you know, where my career was at when I was here. So just to be able to get back to this opportunity, and you know, the city, man, the fan first and foremost. These fans are, you know, unbelievable. I had great times other places, but you know, missing that feeling of these fans here, unbelievable, like no other.
What was it like walking back in here? What did you think about?
Man, it kind of took words out of my mouth. You know, getting off the airplane and, you know, having all the fans and just, you know, just the aroma of everything. I mean, it was obviously a great feeling. I didn't expect that. You know, I just thought Dom was coming and the police officer, and I look up and see 50 people and follow me and just, you know, saying how happy they was. But an interesting story, I actually came out here 2 weeks ago for a signing in Valley Forge, and, you know, it was just, I was next to Fletcher, BG, and they was like, man, what you gonna do? You coming? I'm like, man, hopefully I can get back. But, you know, it's just one of the things where all the fans was just, it was kind of bittersweet. You know, had a little bit of booze, had some, you know, people saying, like, we wish you could come back. So I just know what it's going to be like. You know, first game coming out that link, man, it's going to be an awesome feeling.
What kind of sense did you get from Howie when the process was signed that he wanted to kind of rectify the initial release of, we all know at this point it's chip.
Right. One thing I can't say about Howie Roseman, you know, we always had a great relationship. Even when I went on and played in Washington and played in Tampa Bay, like anytime I was able to see him on the field pregame, you know, he always came up. You know, him and Jeffrey Lurie always came up and, you know, just gave me a hug. And like, once again, it was a bittersweet situation. And, you know, like I said, we all know how I, you know, was released and out of here. So, like I said, we just moving forward and, you know, want to do this, end the story the best way we can, so everybody can be happy and, you know, we can get what we deserve.
DeSean, how much will it help you to have, I mean, you've had so much quarterback turnover in your career.
Right.
How much will it help to kind of know that you have Carson, you know, for the next few years, that he's your guy, he's your quarterback, it's not going to be this kind of guys coming and going?
Yeah, I think that would be a great addition to have in my career. Obviously, you know, 11 years in the NFL, never really playing with the quarterback more than 2 years. It's kind of been rocky because you never could really establish that, camaraderie with, you know, with the guys. So I'm just looking forward to it once again. And, you know, I know the upside he has. You know, he has a great career ahead of him, and he's a young guy. Just going on his 4th year. So, you know, I definitely know what he wants to accomplish. Obviously, seeing that, you know, Super Bowl won without him, I know he has an eager, you know, fire inside of him that wants to get back to that destination. So, you know, all I can say is I'm here to help and do what I can. You know, it might be games where I don't get any catches. It might be games where I get a lot of catches. Whatever that is, you know, the story's written for itself. So I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Hey, DeSean, what's your mentality kind of integrating back into the locker room? Obviously, there's been a lot of roster turnover since you were last year, new leaders that have come in.
Right.
So how do you kind of approach fitting back in?
My approach, honestly, you know, is just to come in and show the work. I think, you know, anytime you have guys in this league that, you know, obviously have a lot of success and, you know, been different places around the league, the first thing you can say is, you know, how will a guy come to work? How will a guy be accountable? And as long as you could come, you know, put in the work and guys see that, you know, you're not taking a shortcut out and, you know, you're working just as hard as them or even harder, that's where you gain your respect. That's where you earn your respect in this business, in this game. And I've learned that as a young player and obviously being a veteran now in this league that, you know, there's no shortcuts to success.
You said that early in your career, the success came so fast as a young guy, maybe it's a little hard to deal with. You
Right.
mentioned before about you were shocked when you were here about all the work that had to go into it.
For sure.
How did you mature and change in that way?
Honestly, like I say, at a young age, you don't have to look at, you know, how I'm taking care of my body or, you know, how I'm resting, you know, how much am I partying, you know, how much am I, you know, doing all the wrong things. So I think as you get older, you mature, you wake up and you say, oh, my body's hurting a little more, man. Maybe I got to go sit in the hot tub a little longer. Maybe I need to get to work earlier, you know, get on the field and go stretch out. You know, it's just little things like that, you know, as a young kid when I was 24, I didn't have to do. I could just wake up out of my bed and go run. You know, I used to always say cheetahs don't stretch, and, you know, I look at myself as a cheetah. So, but now I'm a little older, and these joints, they hurt a little more. So I had to get out there a little early and just take care of my body a little more. But
Sean, have you worked out your number yet here?
man, what you think, man? You know something I don't know. What you know? Nah, yeah, we worked it out, man. You know, I was definitely talked to Mac, and, you know, appreciate you know, him letting me get that number back. So do some cool things for receiver corps, man. But yeah, that number, man, I don't know how much I got to argue about that, man. I definitely did some great things at that number, so it's definitely good to have that number back.
Take two more questions.
DeSean,
We worked it out. We good. I'm back in the 10.
Take two more
DeSean,
questions.
you weren't the only accomplished wide receiver to get traded
Mm-hmm.
this offseason. What have you made of those moves and kind of what's happening in the position, the way, a talented guys have been moving around?
Yeah, man. What I can say is I'm glad we don't got to deal with Odell. I know the DBs on our team, glad we don't have to deal with him no more. So, it's business, man. This is, you're in this business, man. This business is a crazy business, man. You never know what your destiny's going to lead out to, man. And, like I say, as a professional, as a guy that's been, traded, released, hit the free agency market, and just been around the NFL, man. All you can do is just put your best foot forward, and that's work your tail off. You can't leave it up to anybody else. As long as you're doing the best you can and make the better you every day when you wake up. I mean, I'm sure Odell is not going to feel bitter about anything he's done, Would he have done some things different? Maybe, but, as a professional, all you can do is just put the work in and, go out to the field and play. That's what we all love to do, is to go out to the field and compete. And as long as you're competing at a high level, regardless of being traded, released, or doing anything, you can walk away from this game or still play this game and just be happy that at the end of the day you put your best foot forward.
We'll take one more from Mark.
You were on the team in Tampa that had, a lot of talented receivers.
Right.
They like to spread the ball around and everything. Why didn't it work out there for you? It seemed like you were unhappy and all.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great stop in my career. I definitely was, loving going to Florida, going to, a city where it had some hot weather and didn't have to worry about the cold. So, it was very exciting to go there. Me looking at the team, it had a lot of upside, a lot of great players there. I wish I had the answer for you. It just didn't really plan out. But, I definitely had a great 2 years in my career there. And, I wish them the best. And, moving forward, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle again. I'm in this green. You like this green I got on? I'm back home, man. I'm happy about it. I'm stoked. So, I'm sure you guys will be seeing us soon out there on the field. I can't wait to get around and fly around with my teammates.
All right, thanks, guys.
Sean.
All right, thank you. Yeah.